What's going on, guys? It's your boy Amar. This is As I Am Chemical, and today we're gonna talk about how YouTube has changed my life in 3 months, and also with under 500 subscribers. So let's get into it. YouTube has changed my life in a few different ways. I know, especially not being able to be monetized and have AdSense, that's something that everybody wants. And obviously being able to make money off of YouTube is the goal. And so I can talk about how, that's affected me monetarily. But first I want to talk about how YouTube has changed my life in other ways. First thing, YouTube has done is it's allowed me to be able to show up passionate and excited. And what I mean by that is, like, now I wake up every day, I'm excited to do videos, excited to see, okay, what kind of idea can I put out there? What can I do? What's on my mind today? What's on my heart today? What can I tell people? What can I show people? And being able to kind of do that, like, with less pressure, especially on like TikTok and Instagram, you got to show up way more consistent. And it doesn't mean that I don't have to be consistent on this platform, but like TikTok, they want you to post 2 to 5 times a day. You know what I mean? Instagram, I don't even know what's going on Instagram. Like, your content to me, it just gotta be something that it's just gotta make people watch. You know what I mean? It's a lot more shorter. For me, I'm a type of person, I can kind of talk a little bit. So I like being able to talk to people and not feeling the pressure to do so. And I think that YouTube has provided that for me, especially with everything, that goes on other social media platforms and different things like that. I'm able to kind of just be able to be more of myself. I know with social media and stuff like that, it's so much stuff all the time, like bombarding you. And I feel like YouTube, I don't have that. Like, if I don't watch a certain video, I'm not gonna get certain content. And also, like with TikTok and Instagram, no offense to that, because I do social media on there too as well. But with those things, sometimes it be stuff on my algorithm and my For You page and all that stuff that I didn't even ask for, that I don't even want to see. And it could just be extremely overwhelming. For me with YouTube, I see a lot of content creators, a lot of stuff, especially now, it's just like, it's super simple. They can be super transparent. And then it also shows you that you can create, this viable product or this viable community without having to do the absolute most all the time. And I think that that's something that I like the most. I like being able to kind of show up, being able to talk, being able to, not be bombarded with stuff, being able to watch, different content and not having to worry about, okay, what is this person gonna say? Is it gonna be something I don't wanna see? Is it gonna be something erotic? Is it gonna, whatever it is, something overwhelming, or is it gonna be too motivational? All these different things. So I feel like YouTube has opened me up in that way, where it makes me excited and passionate to just come and show what I have. I see other people on here that do the same thing, whether their views have 100 views or thousands of views. I see them be able to just show up like this, just talk to the camera, talk to people, and there are people who are supportive of that. And I think for me, YouTube has created that kind of atmosphere for me. I'm able to be creative. I'm able to put out, my thoughts and my feelings, but, in my own way, and not having to feel like I have to be, pressured to do so. I can make a video a couple times a week, I can post it, and then I can go do other things with my life as well, instead of just like, videos all the time. And like I said, I can show up my way. You know what I mean? I don't have to overdo it. And so for anybody who's thinking about doing YouTube, I think that, unless you're trying to, do the absolute most, like you're trying to be this big YouTuber, I'm not gonna say that it's not work, but I think it's less pressure on YouTube than it is on the other platforms to have to show up and perform. But that's just my opinion. So another way that, YouTube has changed my life is it's allowed me to step outside of my comfort zone, especially when it comes to content. I'm able to be more creative. And what I mean by that is, like I said, with the ideas that I have, I'm able to just try different things. And with that creativity, I'm also able to be more fearless. I'm able to put out content that it's like, what is do well, what is not do well. I don't have to worry about it. I'm not fearful of one video catching or not catching. You know what I mean? I've seen one video do well, and then I've seen a lot of videos not do well. And I've also learned since being on YouTube, like, people say as long as you got one video that does well, every like 10 videos you make, you're doing okay. So that goes to show you that big creators and small creators, every video just does not take off. And it doesn't have to. And so I can be more fearless in the failure of a video not doing well. I understand that everything does not have to be a big hit and a big win. And that's okay as well. And so, that's another way that has, changed my life. It's allowed me to be more freeing in what I do and what I say and how I create. And kind of allow me to just show up and be me. And then if that doesn't work, I can just pivot to something else. I can go on to, I got a list of ideas. I can go on to the next idea, put that out. That don't work, I can go on to the next idea and put that out. But I can show up excited with passion because it's something that I actually like doing. And I haven't had, something like that in a long time. So that's another way that's changing. I would say a third or fourth way that it's changed, it has expanded my community. So when we talking about monetarily and things like that, as a candle maker, it has expanded my community. I've done my first live since I've been on YouTube. I've also had my first 1,000 view video, almost 2,000 view video as well. And that's exciting because you have 1,000 people that are viewing your product or viewing what you're talking about or viewing what you're doing, 2,000 people looking at what you're doing. And that can be scary at first, it can. But when you have a lot of videos that, a lot of your videos that won't do well, if you're scared about, okay, well, I'm scared to do my first video and different things like that, man, your first video, people might not even watch it. And that's okay because it allows you to get the reps and get comfortable with being in front of a camera. It also goes to show you that you don't also have to go viral technically. You don't have to have tens of thousands of views and stuff like that to be successful on YouTube. And I'll talk about that a little more in a minute. But you can have 1,000 view video or a few hundred view videos, and you can have less than 500 subscribers and different things of that nature. So it's expanding my community. People actually support what I do. And I don't always think that what I'm doing is good or great, but people like it. And people comment and people are supportive of that. And to me, that just goes to show you that you don't have to have, like I said, this big following, or your videos don't have to be super heavily edited for people to support what you do. You know what I mean? And I think that that's important because some people don't want to be, Mr. Beast and, all these, guys. Some people just want to be able to make their YouTube video, have their little community that supports them, and then be okay with that. I'm kind of more in that category. As I create, different things that I'll create, if it reaches a wider audience, that's okay too. I'm not, but for this specifically, with the candle making and things like that, for that specifically, I'm okay if it doesn't necessarily do that. And the reason why is because, with not having, a large following and things like that, you could build systems. And this is what a lot of people talk about, having systems and stuff like that. So me as a candle maker, this is more of an outlet for me. This is more of an extension of what I already do as a candle maker. Although I haven't made money from AdSense and different things like that, I have been able to get, like I said, get more views to what I do as a candle maker. I haven't necessarily made money on YouTube directly, which is okay. I'm only 3 months in. Like I said, I've been making candles for 4 or 5 years. And so YouTube is an extension of what I've already done on, Instagram or, when I do markets and different things like that. So if you're a business owner and that's something that you're interested in, I think YouTube can open you up in that kind of avenue, at least until you get monetized and do different things like that. And this is how people, from what I've seen, make money on YouTube without having, or, indirectly from YouTube without having a large following, 4,000 subscribers, or the watch time, whatever, 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch time, whatever it is. And so these are some of the ways that it's opened me up. Especially now I'm doing a candle sale, Black Friday sale. If y'all like candles, y'all can check that out. And so people can see that stuff, and people will click on that stuff, and people can order, and people, people interact with my candle videos, and that makes people want to buy and different things like that. So although I have not gotten to the point yet where I made money from YouTube directly, having those links indirectly allows me to have access to people that I probably wouldn't normally have access to. And I think it's also cool because when I go live and I make videos, you have people from all over the world that can just watch your stuff for free. And it can be exciting and it can be scary because it's like, oh my gosh, there's eyes, but then it's like there's eyes. Like there's somebody in Norway right now that can be watching my videos. It's like, hey, I want a candle, or I want this, or I want that, or I just want to continue to watch your content, all the way from Norway. So I think that should be encouraging. Even if you are scared to start YouTube, I wouldn't be, because at first, like I said, people might not even watch what you do, and that's okay because that gives you time to check out, the wrinkles and all, all those things. But then also don't be scared because what you think might not be good, a good video, some people might think it's great and amazing. They might love that because they want people who are messed up. They want people who are not perfect. They want people whose videos are not perfect because they're not perfect. We're not perfect. And so people, I think, want to see that and they buy into that. There is a space for people who do all the heavily edited, stuff like that. But there's also a space for people who, like me, talk to the camera. And there are people who I think want to see that and want to be a part of that journey. I think people just want to see you grow and evolve. And at the end of the day, you're not going to finish where you start. As long as you keep going, as you're going through life, you've changed. You're not the same person you were when you started life, or when you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. So you'll continue to grow. Your content will continue to grow and it'll evolve. Then, like I said, if you have a product or something like that, it just gives you more eyes. Like I could have somebody, like I said, in Alaska or Norway or Australia look at my stuff and be like, hey man, this is dope. You know, I'm in Australia. I like what you do. And that's support. And they can do it, and I do it for free. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to pay to get somebody in Australia to see it. You know what I mean? If I want to, I can, but I don't have to. So I think that's, super exciting. I think that's super dope. And so here's some ways that YouTube has changed my life in the last 3 months. I said 300 months, sorry. In the last 3 months, less than 500 subscribers. And I think it could change yours too. So let me know how YouTube is changing your life. Let me know how YouTube will change your life. Drop it in the comments if you made it this far in the video. And till the next time, have a great day. Peace.